Okay, so let's talk about something we've probably all felt. You start a new investment plan, you're super excited, you're all in, and then a few months later, that motivation just fizzles out. You are not alone in this. Today, we're going to dive into the psychology of why it's so ridiculously hard to stay consistent, even when you know it's the right move for your future.
Right. So this is the big question, isn't it? Why is it so hard to just stick with a good plan? You've got the goals, you've got the motivation, but something always seems to get in the way. Let's peel back the layers and see what's really going on inside our heads.
All right, let's start at the beginning, which I'm sure sounds familiar. We can call it the honeymoon phase of investing. You know, when you're full of optimism and you have this crystal clear vision of your future. I mean, it all kicks off from a pretty simple place. We get it. We know that investing is kind of like planting a tree. It's one of the best ways to grow your wealth over the long run. And it all starts with that basic understanding. And so you actually do it. You put a little money in, you make a simple plan, and for that first little while, man, it feels good. You're an investor now. You're doing the right thing. You're adulting. It's a great feeling. But then, then the shine starts to wear off. That initial burst of energy fades, and the day-to-day reality of the journey starts to set in. This is where things get tricky. That perfect habit you started, it starts to get a little shaky. Little cracks begin to appear. And before you know it, that awesome plan you were so pumped about is suddenly on shaky ground. And here's what that shaking actually looks like. Maybe you pause your contributions, telling yourself it's just for this month, or you put off making a decision. For a lot of us, these little pauses and delays end up leading to a full-on stop. And just like that, all that great momentum is gone. So what is happening here? Is your plan bad? Did you pick the wrong thing? No, probably not. The real reason is buried deep inside our own brains, in the way we are all hardwired to want rewards right now. This brings us to a really important idea, the feedback gap. See, our brains absolutely love quick, immediate feedback. Think about getting a like on social media or notification on your phone. We love that instant hit. But long-term investing, it is the exact opposite of that. You do the smart, disciplined thing. You move money you could be spending today into your investment account. And what do you get? Crickets. Nothing. There's no little celebration, no immediate pat on the back from the universe for being responsible. And you're definitely not getting a quick return. That money isn't going to double overnight. Your brain is looking for that little dopamine rush, that feeling of a win. And when it comes to investing in the short term, it's just not there. And this might be the absolute hardest part. It's just like planting that tree we talked about. For a long, long time, especially at the start, it feels like nothing is happening. You're doing everything right, but you can't see any growth. And that silence, that's where the trouble really starts. Because when our brain doesn't get that positive feedback it's looking for, it creates this empty space, this vacuum. And our minds just hate a vacuum. So something rushes in to fill it. And that something is doubt. And to make matters worse, while all this is going on, the market is just doing its thing, going up, going down, being completely unpredictable. Your brain, which is already starving for some good news, sees this up and down movement as a threat, and that just pours gasoline on the fire of uncertainty. So pretty soon, this little voice starts whispering in the back of your head, "Is this even working? Did I mess up? Am I doing the right thing?" Without any quick wins to shut it up, the market's normal chaos can make you question your entire strategy. And here's the absolute key takeaway. We think the problem is our plan or our lack of knowledge. We start looking for a better stock or a more complex strategy. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is inside us. It's a battle between what we want for our future and what our brain wants right now. Once you understand that, though, you can completely reframe the whole challenge. You start to see that the real test of being a successful investor has nothing to do with picking the perfect stock or timing the market. It's something else entirely. Let's just be really clear here. The actual mechanics of investing, like setting up a recurring contribution to a simple index fund, that part is not that hard. It's not some kind of financial rocket science. The how-to is not where the real challenge is. The true test is an emotional one. It's having the patience to keep watering that little tree day in and day out when your brain is screaming for some kind of reward that isn't coming today or tomorrow, or maybe even this year. So how do you win that battle? Well, here are two simple tricks. First, automate everything. Seriously, set it and forget it. It takes your emotional brain out of the driver's seat. Second, focus on your actions, not the results. Instead of checking your balance every day, just give yourself a check mark for making your contribution. That little action can give your brain the small win it's looking for. And this really says it all, doesn't it? Getting started is the easy part. Anybody can get excited for a day. The real, defining challenge, the thing that separates people who build wealth from those who don't, is just staying with it during those long, boring, quiet times when it feels like nothing is happening at all.
So, you see, the most important question isn't how do I invest? It's how do I build the patience to see it through? If this pattern sounds familiar and you want to learn more about winning this internal battle, stick around and subscribe. We're going to keep diving into how our money habits really work. Thanks for watching.